Hello, how is everyone? So I wanted to hop in here and share a practice a body practice or a somatic practice, whatever we want to call it, temple body, um, embodied union, right? A practice that can support your healing process, transformation, however we're kind of looking at that, supports you in just feeling better, supports you in moving through something. And the idea is we're going to move through some energies or some sensations, right, within the body. Many of us, myself have included, at times and especially previously, has been very disconnected from my body, right? What does it mean to be disconnected from your body? It's essentially, right, dissociated, not tuned in, not connected to your intuition, right? Because your intuition comes from your body. Your body, your nervous system, right? Anything that's going on outside of you, your body picks up on it and you can get knowledge from it, right? But very often we're stuck in our minds. Our I don't want to use the word brain because that is a part of the body, but like our mind, right? Our mind tends to, the way I would see it is it's kind of like a cloud, or you call it maybe your energy field, right? The mind of right, your mental body, right? If we were to look at different bodies, right? Emotional body, physical body, um, mental body. So, right, we live in a very mind focused society, right? We think our way through things. We don't often feel our way through things, right? And to feel your way through something means to be connected to all parts of you, right? Because your mind can also comprehend what is happening in the body and kind of sort it out or sort it through. Um, but that even in and of itself, right, you're in a different space, right? But when you're in your body, you're just in your body. You are just processing through what is happening in your body in real time. Now you can pull in a experience or thoughts to connect to in order to feel through your body, right? Memories, previous experiences, right? You can do that body work in order to release whatever may be left over from that experience that hasn't been realized, sorted through, completed. So we're going to do a practice that can support you, right? In being connected, receiving, moving through, releasing, etc. So I'll start with my own personal experience with this practice. So I've been doing this for many years. I don't want to say unconsciously because obviously I've been conscious of it, but lately I've been doing this very specific somatic program that has given me a certain framework to understand a little bit deeper what it is that I'm actually doing, right? And helping me to kind of conceptualize it a little bit more and integrate it a little bit deeper within the allness of me, right? Mind, body, soul, whatever we want to say. And it's essentially just, tapping into sensation, right? Tapping into sensation within your body and moving through it, navigating through it. So now it's important to note that some people, based on previous experiences, trauma, it's very difficult for them to be with the body, to connect into the body. They may feel numb, they may feel hovering. I remember for a long time when I was on this spiritual awakening journey and I had this Kundalini awakening, that for years, like I felt very, almost like I was hovering, right? It wasn't like in my body, right? And maybe I had been like that for a very long time, but I was just then becoming aware of that sensation or that feeling, or that reality, right? Because I was more attuned to it. And I don't know, I really don't know, but I can remember having this experience of feeling like I was just kind of hovering, aware, right? But not fully present in the body, not fully engaged within the body, within the physical. And this was due to trauma, right? This was due to an overload within my system, within my nervous system. And so I dissociated. I was somewhere else, right? There, but not really there, right? Stuck in some space, essentially working through things until I could get back into the body. And I remember actually, and I think I had like kind of shared this on this channel, but I remember just having this moment of kind of like this realization and just kind of making this choice, coming to this point where it was like, okay, it's time for me to reconnect to my body and to start to move into it. I wasn't just going to remain in this dissociative state, right? Made the choice to become embodied, to move into it and feel into it. And feel into, right? We often become dissociated because we don't want to feel it. We don't want to, or we don't have access to it, or it's too much for us, right, at the time. And so, of course, right, being gentle and little by little and choice by choice and moment by moment, right, it is really important. And so I understand that people are in various different spaces and connected, disconnected from the body, right? Partial connection, perhaps, or able to access certain parts, but not quite being able to access maybe their whole self yet. And the idea here is that, right, as you continue to do the work, let's say, or connect deeper into your body, or to create space for yourself to be within the body, to be with the body, to be with your whole self, in the present moment, here and now, right? The more you progress and develop that connection and that relationship to yourself, right? And you cannot be in a whole, complete relationship with another person until you are with yourself. It just is, right? Because we will, based on previous traumas, very often we will, like, kind of put ourselves in this little box and we'll just be partial selves. Maybe we'll do some people pleasing, right? These different trauma responses in order to be in relationship with another person, but it's not really truly being in right relationship, right, within yourself and then to the world around you in this authentic expression, right? So let's, just sharing a little bit about that, about the space I'm coming from and my own experiences within that, with my experience with it, my understanding of it, and then kind of, moving into this practice here. So for me earlier, right, throughout this day, I was noticing this this feeling kind of in my gut, right, earlier, and almost coming up to my heart. And I was getting the words, right, because I do this practice all the time. I am always moving through sensation. I am always moving through my emotions. I am always connecting to the work that needs to be done, right, in order to feel more expansive or to feel more joy or to be in that space, right? I'm always working through things. And to become more embodied, to realize my desires, and to, you know, um, and I'll kind of stop there and move back to the practice again. So I was feeling earlier today this, right, getting the words, I want to cry, like this charge, right, the sensation kind of welling up in me, and the words, I feel like I want to cry, right. Not one practice that I'm really working on right now is not identifying with that, right. Kind of realizing it's a sensation, it's a feeling, it's an emotion, but it's not me. It's moving through me, right? This energy is moving through me, and I'm feeling it within my body. Just keep it there. I'm not attaching anything to it. Thoughts, current experiences, or things going on in my outer reality. I'm just connecting to what's happening in my body, right? Now, something that can be really helpful, especially in the beginning, is to sit, get comfortable, lay down, close your eyes. Just put yourself in a non-distracted, safe space that feels good to you, a sacred space, right? Just eliminate distractions, and tune into your body, right? Tune into a sensation that you are experiencing within your body. And if you can't, that's okay. Just notice that. Right? Just notice that, and be with that. Just be with that. Okay. For me, I'm going to tune into this sensation that's been arising within me all day. I have a moment here now, right? I've been kind of doing things all morning. I haven't had a moment to really be with this. So I'm choosing to be with this with you. Usually I will choose to be with this with myself, right? Not with others around me, but right now I'm choosing to share this practice with you. So, right, this sensation of almost feeling like I want to cry. Now I'm feeling down in my womb space. I'm feeling this angstiness, right? And I'm sharing these sensations, right? I'm putting words to it. I'm describing this sensation that I'm experiencing in my body. Just right now in this moment, feeling some angstiness in my womb. I'm just going to be with it. I'm just going to be with it. The desire, or I shouldn't say the desire, the sensation of this energy wanting to well up within me. And it doesn't feel good, right? It definitely does not feel good. I don't like it. I don't like the sensation. But I'm not going to choose not to analyze my way out of it, or dissociate from it or dismiss it. I'm just going to be with it. And I've been with it all day, right? I've been with it. I've been tending to it. I've been noticing it. I've been giving it space, right? And understanding and compassion, and knowing that I'm going to be with this sensation because it's calling to my attention. And here I am now. And I'm just feeling it. I'm feeling it in my core, kind of, right? The trunk of my body, right? The trunk of my body. I'm feeling it in that center. Feeling a little bit in my throat now, like right? That feeling like it wants to come out. I'm feeling it up in my head a little bit more. And I'm just being with it. And if it's too overwhelming for me, I can choose to connect to another space in my body that feels safe, right? So noticing, right? I'm sitting on a chair, it's supporting me. I'm being supported in this moment. Looking outside of me in my home, there's nothing. Yes, it's a mess, which is a little overwhelming, but it's my home and it's safe and I'm safe here. And there's nothing, right? I'm telling my nervous system it's safe. There's no threat. There's nothing in this moment that is threatening. I'm safe. And I can move into that feeling, and it's if it becomes too overwhelming, the idea is you don't want to dissociate. You want to be with it, or you want to be with some part of your body that feels okay, or some part of your environment that feels okay to you. So you're staying present, right? You're staying right here. You're staying right in this moment. You're not thinking of something, dissociating, moving into another space so you don't have to deal with it. And it's okay, right? If you do, you can close off that connection, move to another space in the body, or look around you and feel safe, and then move back into it. Something that I've realized lately, it's called titrating. And again, the more you do this, or do I want to use the word intend? You practice it, right? The more you practice it, and again, no right way to do it, the more it becomes innate. And it's not something you consciously have to drive, right? It becomes very natural and normal. And that's your way of regulating your nervous system. And it is from that space that healing and changing can happen, right? Because you're working it from within and then it's expanded without. Right? So the more you're able to come into this calm, grounded, centered, focused, integrated space, then you create that change within, and the external will change through your interactions with it. And the more you're able to do this in bigger and grander ways, the more change that can happen for you personally as well as collectively. And that is the process. That is what we can do here, right? This is the all of it, just as it is. Now, I know for me, something I've struggled with is, and that I'm practicing and I'm working through right now and becoming aware of, is this, I want it now. I have a desire. But what I've realized is just because I have a desire or an idea or something like I want to create, let's say, I may not have the capacity for it right now. And I'm really learning how to be with that. That's okay to not have the capacity for something right now. And as I'm sharing that, I'm realizing now that this energy, this sensations that are coming up within me are like a release, like a grieving of that, right? So I can firmly be anchored into the present moment and to be here now with what is and what I do have the capacity for. It doesn't mean that what I want isn't going to manifest, right? That's not what it means, right? But I can remain, I don't know what just happened. I hope that I didn't lose that. I can remain, right, unattached to some kind of outcome, or, right, because that's what creates this pain and constriction within me, is needing it to be like reaching it now, that anxiousness. I want it now, right? I can be here now in the present moment, and I can know what I'm working towards or aligning towards, and I can hold that vision and be okay with where I'm at right now. And to feel those sensations and to just be with them, to be in right relationship with them, to understand where they're coming from and have compassion for them. Something that can be really helpful is, like, when you're working with sensation and learning how to be with that sensation, is like just some journaling, like what I'm, like, tuning into the body, right? Getting into a safe space, tuning into the body, feeling into the body, right? Doing a body scan. You can start at your feet, you can move up, right? However that works for you. Just something I am experiencing within the body that I can connect to. And holding it, being with it, holding space for it, right? Allowing it to move, being in relationship to it, connecting to it, feeling it, tracking it. Speaking to it, holding compassion for it. What wants to be expressed? What wants to come out for you to become aware of? So when we're in the mind, we're often trying to control the experience, right? But when we're in the body and we're just allowing whatever is to be, we can be with the experience. We're not trying to control it. We're in it. We're present in it. We are experiencing it. And that is the practice, right? Whatever you're bringing into this space is going to be revealed to you in some way, right? When we bring, right, anything, come to a space, right? We're in a space right now, you and me and others who are connecting, right? We're in a space. And depending on what you have going on and what you're bringing into this space and where you came from, your journey here right now, right? Things will begin to shift through that awareness. Right? What are you bringing into the space right now? What are you holding on to? What is ready to go? What is ready to be released? What do you no longer need to hold on to? What can you move out of? And as you practice, right, and you release, and you can start holding more capacity for other sensations. Sometimes we may become stuck in these negative sensations. Or I don't want to use the word negative, right? It's just sensation. It's just sensation, but it doesn't feel good. Like shame. Shame is one of the worst. I was really tapping into that sensation the other day because I was noticing how I don't want to go there. I don't want to feel that. Ooh, it doesn't feel good at all. Oh, right? That feeling of shame or guilt. Right? And we do all these things to avoid these sensations. We disconnect, right? We do all these things. We act in a certain way. Our personality develops in a certain way, right? Our expression comes through in a certain way. So the more you can work through it, right? You can show up in a much more expansive, centered, grounded way. Greater capacity, right? When we're holding on to stuff within ourselves and we're not working through it, it's going to reflect in our relationships, in the space we hold for ourselves, for others, so many different things, right? So I know there's a lot there. So just start with, right, what am I experiencing in the body right now? Or what am I noticing? What am I noticing right now in this moment that is happening? Within me or for me. Um, I hope that serves you well. I'd love to hear what's coming up for you down in the comments. Please feel free to share anything, what this practice brought to you, what you noticed, where it brought you. I still feel this sensation really, I'm just feeling it like throughout. It's like this clench in my belly. This clench. And I'm still just choosing to be with it. Right? And then I feel it now here. Right? And I'm just choosing to be with it. I can hold space for it to be released, to be worked through, to share what it has to say. Right? What message does it have for me? And rather than attaching something to it, I'm allowing it to unfold and to reveal itself to me in time as I be with it, as I continue to be in relationship to it and show it compassion, show my body compassion, right? If it becomes too overwhelming, right, I can add in another practice. I can move to another space. I can bring healing energy into my body. I can do a meditation, right, to move it. I can imagine a color moving in there and kind of washing it away. But right now I'm just choosing to be with it because I feel somewhere that that's important rather than just getting rid of it, right? It's important for me to be with it right now, even if it feels uncomfortable. And that in and of itself like gives me another like, oh, I don't want to be with it. I can breathe through it. I can focus on, right, some other part of my body if it becomes too much. Something that brings me pleasure. something that brings me joy. So please, again, share below. I am available for one-to-one work right now. Eventually, I will be, I believe this spring, summer, I'm going to launch a program, an 8-week program on somatic practices to support you in healing. You can see more about that below, but I also am, right now I'm holding a one-to-one sacred container for that called the Way Forward. So if you would like to work with me for 8 weeks, one-to-one, and to move through some things and to get more grounded and embodied and centered and focused within yourself on and connecting to what it is that you want to connect to and be with and shift into and transform, what kind of space you want to hold for yourself, what kind of vision you want to hold for yourself, and the practices to support you in getting there, clarifying, being with what needs to go, what needs to be released. I am available for that, and I will only be taking on a select number of clients because I am still doing my birth and postpartum doula work, but I really want to move into some new ways of being and share all of the wealth of knowledge I have gained over the last decade or so on my healing journey to support others, as well as to support myself, because I want to spend more time with my kids. I want to work a little less. So I want to create things that work for me, right? In order to do that, because we are worthy of that, every single one of us. So if that is something that you are also needing some support with, I am available for that as well. If you want to know more about that, check it out below, reach out to me, and we can chat. I hope you are having a lovely transformational window. We are in a big window right now, and on my last video I talk a little bit about that, and I actually made some more connections to that beyond what I had shared, but it's definitely a very potent time where we can truly anchor in to some new things, you know. Until next time.